It was a year ago today that the first patients in Sussex began being treated on so-called virtual wards, and since then thousands have benefited from the pioneering NHS scheme.
It sees eligible patients cared for in their own homes rather than in hospital, with daily visits from nurses and vital signs monitored remotely using specialist technology.
Well, health leaders say it'll mean more people being able to spend Christmas at home with their families. Kit Bradshaw has the story.
This is what a nurse's ward round looks like for those being treated at home as an alternative to hospital admission.
Morning, come and have a sit down.
For patients who are deemed eligible, like Rochelle, Yorkshire, it allows for recuperation in familiar surroundings.
I got an infection, pneumonia on top of the exacerbation of asthma. So I became quite wheezy, unable to breathe, which subsequently I ended up being admitted into hospital.
Your oxygen levels are 90.
But after 24 hours in A&E at Worthing Hospital, Rochelle was moved on to the virtual ward, where a whole host of digital gadgets monitor her vital signs in between home visits.
We can look at her blood oxygen levels, respiratory rate, blood pressure, and even how active she is within her own home.
The scheme's been up and running in Sussex for a year, with more specialisms such as the respiratory teams here in Worthing and in Chichester added in recent months.
The feedback that we're getting from the patients is very, very encouraging. They feel that they probably got better quicker because they're going back to moving around, which is something that we need them to do to improve, to recover more quickly.
Since this time last year, more than 6,000 patients have been treated on virtual wards across Sussex, with around half of those individuals avoiding a hospital admission entirely, freeing up much-needed beds on specialist units like this one.
Welcome to the MDT today.
Care is led remotely by a hospital consultant, with nurses on home visits dialing into conference calls to discuss patients' progress.
Of course, there will be a few patients who will be reluctant and they feel, oh, how will you safely monitor me at home or provide my care at home? But most of the ones we've had on our caseload, they've actually jumped at the opportunity of being looked after at home.
Across Sussex, there's now capacity for 171 people to be treated this way at any one time.
It stops you from picking up more viruses from the hospital. You're able to rest more, sleep better, and I think it is a really valuable service.
Health leaders say it'll help reduce pressure for space in hospitals this winter, as well as allowing patients like Rochelle to spend Christmas at home with her family. Kit Bradshaw, ITV News, Worthing.